Boy, this place sure looks creepy around here. I know, because of that though, that we're in the second half of the Soda Jungle itself. Hey everybody, this is me, Sylvester here, and I'm Chip here. We are back for the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to Mar's play of New Super Mario Bros. U for the Nintendo Wii U. So last time that we actually did done the first half of Soda Jungle, and today for this episode we're about to continue on and hopefully we're going to finish up Soda Jungle entirely. Like, the first level we're going to be heading to is Painted Swampland. Now, what's amazing about this level right here is this art style, as you can see right here, that apparently we some sort of like we did traveled inside the painting, which I found is a really impressive visually standpoint for this particular level's case. So, yeah, that's actually cool stuff. So, yeah, there's not much else we can just say about it, besides, you know, there was some poisonous water, which sure enough, we don't want to touch the poisonous water because, you know, it's instant death, so we just have to be careful, or in this case, cautiously careful. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, we have to go all the way back to the Yellow Pipe, because we're getting so used to with, the previous New Super Mario Bros. Games that we did play dozens of times, mainly the original New Super Mario Bros. On the DS most likely. But I haven't played too much on the New Super Mario Bros. 2, although the only time I played New Super Mario Bros. 2 a lot of times is the fact that I need to get up to the maximum amount of coins, such as 9,999,999 coins, but even then though, it'd take probably a long time to get to do it, so, but even then though, we haven't touched New Super Mario Bros. 2, well, usually for a technical standpoint, although we actually did play this in our own time for a little bit, but I digress. And believe it or not though, is that between this level, especially the next level we're about to be entering next, is the fact that this level actually contains a secret exit. Yes, yet another secret exit in Soda Jungle so far. Because, you know, we already encountered 2 of them in Soda Jungle so far, which is Soda Jungle-2 and the Ghost House level. So, apparently though, we're probably going to encounter like, let's say 2 of them left from Soda Jungle, so yeah. As far as what I can concern about already, so yeah. And as you can see in the background from the far right, you can see there's actually a creepy painting version of Bowser right there, which I found is quite intimidating at first. Alright, that concludes the secret exit on Soda Jungle 4 Painted Swampland. And it's very important to actually get the secret exit on both the Soda Jungle-4 as well as the next level we'll talk about in a minute. Because if you found yourselves a secret exit from these 2 levels, you can only require to get the secret exit in order to proceed to the Soda Jungle world itself. Because if you still manage to, if you're trying to accidentally get yourselves a normal regular exit, what happens is that, shoot, I've been too hasty, aren't I? Alright, fair enough, we'll just have to try that again, so, yeah, let's go ahead and equip ourselves just a regular mushroom, so, I don't know what's the point. But I digress. So, you know, if you actually get yourselves a normal regular exit between these 2 levels that we're about to be entering to, these will actually lead you back to the certain points in the forest area. So, even then though, this forest section in Soda Jungle kind of sort of reminds me of Forest Evolution from Super Mario World. But even then though, that it doesn't usually, although we're still going to actually just, you know, forget what I just said. So anyway though, so we got 3 extra lives left until we actually get ourselves 99 lives. So hopefully we can get these, these bunch of Concilian 99 lives until we actually, I think with the basic prime example that you know guys what the answer that how we can get 99 lives, which sure enough it might be Soda Jungle itself. Which will help you for to Delta Force, so, yeah, that's pretty observation or something like this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was guaranteed by that, so, yeah, let's just go ahead and get ourselves, shoot, I didn't get a digit numbers, god darn it. Oh well, maybe another level or something like this. And we beat this level for, under 100 seconds or less, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But even then though, we already grabbed all 3 of these star coins for the first attempt. So yeah, if you get the normal regular exit, then it'll actually allows you to reach for that point there. Deep Sea Ruins, aka Soda Jungle-5. where, if you probably guys can tell already, that the Stone Ice do make a return since Layer Cake Desert, so it has been, let's just say 3 worlds ago since we actually see these guys. But even then though, that I don't know why it is, but I'm pretty sure that I found this really weird about this level is that I don't know why they actually put in this volcanic theme music on this level, but I'm pretty sure if I remember rightly, it's mostly because of the smoke on this case, some steam from the outside parts. I'm presuming that's what this is. But everything in this level is basically just an underwater level, so that's all there is to it basically. So. And then plus as a result from that, we got this very familiar enemies like the jellyfish enemies since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, as well as this very familiar fish enemies that we're about to be approached into later. But even then though, I don't find this level to be as hard as the likes of New Super Mario Bros. Wii's World 8. I'm presuming World 8 4 if I remember rightly, or maybe 5. Oh no, I think 5 is usually, just takes place in during this motion control gimmick, so yeah. So yeah, we got this little fishes here, which they are back and forth on New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But even then though, they didn't do much, besides they'll just help you out to see the lighting on the water itself, because even then though, just like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii's level 8-4, so that we need to use the light in order to proceed. Well, usually from my understandable situation, so. And just like Soda Jungle -4, this level also contains a secret exit, and much like how just like how it does in Soda Jungle -4, the secret exit on that particular level is only a requirement in order to continue through part of the forest. So if you get the normal exit on that particular level, you're pretty much guaranteed you're gonna be like going all the way back to this certain point throughout the you know, just in the center point of the between the forks in the road. So there you go. Now we reach up to maximum of 99 lives, and pretty sure we can't actually proceed to 100 lives at this point. Unlike New Super Mario Bros. 2 that is, and also Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World. Alright, so now we're going to revisit to this level again, but this time in the normal exit. Now, I don't know why we actually constantly doing that. It's because, well, obviously we need to get ourselves a 100% completion walkthrough of this game, or in this case a playthrough of the game. Truth be told, it's not blind or anything like that, because usually that we actually managed to got this game back in 2012, almost nearly the end of 2012, natural fact. So, yeah, that's actually cool stuff, from my knowledge. So, yeah, as far as what I'm concerned about this at this point, that, you know. So, a few things we want to mention something is the fact that, recently that, tomorrow, after this, upload is releases, that, Mario Party Star Rush and Paper Mario Color Splash, at least in UK anyway, were about to be released until tomorrow, which I'm really excited about these two titles. I know for the fact that, they actually got reviews up there a little bit earlier, so even then though, I would like to discuss on these reviews on based off of the games that were about to come out during tomorrow in UK. Well, unfortunately though for North America, you have to wait until when Mario Party Star Rush is releases on 4th of November, which is a shame really. I know, because most of the time though, that even though just like how it does in Mario Party 9, that it releases on Europe first, and then strangely enough though, Japan only gets it for a third thing as opposed to last. Because even then though, I first thought to myself that, I thought that Mario Party Star Rush was supposed to be delayed in, the Japan anyway, will be delayed until 2017, but it turns out it wasn't, so, yeah, I found this kind of strange. But as a matter of fact though, however, that the game itself, or in this case Mario Party Star Rush, can make up to, well, more likely, it probably took about 4 months to complete the entire final full game, which that was pretty short by comparison between Mario Party, let's say 9 and Mario Party 10? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mario Party 10, but as a matter of fact though, in Mario Party 10 did actually have some shorter amount of content though, which is unfortunate. Alright, now we're going up to the skies here, because the next level we're about to be entering is the secret level in Soda Jungle known as Flight of the Parabeetles, which if you can tell from these icons, this means we're gonna have the mainly usage of the Parabeetles themselves. And conveniently enough though, is that just like how it does in level 7-6 in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, that we're gonna have to usage of these guys here. And just like the ones in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, they behave exactly like how it does it before. So even then though, if you actually step onto those tiny variations or the smaller variations of the Parabeetles, it'll essentially just gonna take you high. In this case, when they actually have themselves a high pitch. And then also, if you actually land onto this bigger variation of the Parabeetle, it'll just takes you down, and then it'll probably be imagined that it'll just get as a low pitch tune. So, yeah, as far as I can just notice that already from the start. So yeah, back into what we were saying about that the reviews based off of Mario Party Star Rush as well as Paper Mario Color Splash. I think I considered the fact that a lot of people seem to think that Color Splash for Paper Mario Color Splash is a slightly bit more better than Sticker Star was. Well, when it comes to critics and reviewers alike, and as well as the fans alike, well, usually that's why I consider that. Holy macaroni! What's wrong? It looks like the big King Bill has been returned from early on at the point of the game. Yeah, as opposed to it does it from the Super Mario Bros. Wii, that these guys do make it appears at the very end of the game, assuming at the end of World 9, which is considerably World 9-8. But I'm assuming these guys do make a return in the early points of the game, more likely in this level's case. So, yeah, you get the idea. If you see those little large bullet bill icons, just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii's level 9-8, be sure to actually avoid that, so just in case you won't manage to lose your power-up, or essentially you don't want to die in this level mostly, because even then though, since it's the auto-scrolling level to begin with, and even then though, it takes you to the vertical shaft, and as opposed to horizontal position this time around, so even then now, that makes a slightly bit of a change. Now, for the third and final star coin, you need to use the Parabeetles like these until you actually get yourselves into the red pipe, because if you somehow accidentally get into the green pipe, however, you probably won't able to get yourselves a third and final star coin no matter what. So it's always important to actually get inside the red pipe to begin with. So, yeah, I just want to let you clarify that. So yeah, that concludes that, and this will actually lead you to the cloud level, but in this case a cloud world even, in this case the 7th world. But we're not going into that just yet though, because again we're about to complete every single level in the game, including star coin hunting as well. So even then though, that won't be that much of its own merits, or anything like that. So anyway though, the enemy course in Soda Jungle, as a matter of fact, is indeed Booze. Now, you're probably thinking that I thought there was going to be, or you're probably thinking that, yeah, this was basically based off the haunted section of this particular world map. Well, what happens is that if you come towards this section right here, in fact, let's go ahead and showcase the enemy course, which is the Boo itself. But you're gonna have to keep an eye on the, sometimes though, in the world map selection, or in this case a world map sequence, is that you're gonna have to keep an eye on the these boos trying to shuffle them up a bit into its different locations. But honestly, I just don't find these guys too much harder to avoid from. But when you actually get into the actual enemy course itself, which was the boos themselves, that way you can the only weakness to boos, however, if you couldn't tell already from Soda Jungle Ghost House, is easily stars. Or in this case Starman at least. Alright, so let's get the heck out of here for this haunted forest here. And now let's move on to Soda Jungle-6 Seesaw Bridge. So as far as you guys can tell for this level right here, the main premise of this level here is to actually just to deal with these odd platforms which are called Seesaw Bridge. And basically they're just trying to tilt left or right, depends on what direction they're just trying to go to. So that's all this level is. So yeah, as far as the Paper Mario Color Splash, it did receive 80 out of sorry, I can't speak today. 80 out of 100 so far, because usually that a lot of people seem to think, well, some critics and fans always seem to think that Color Splash is easily the better game than Sticker Star was, because my only problem with Sticker Star, however, is the fact that you're gonna have to find a lot of stickers, and plus as a result from that, to make this worse though, is that when you're doing the battle, the battle system in Sticker Star, you guys should know what I'm talking about. Basically, it was just essentially trying to waste all of your stickers as much as possible, which I found is a bit of a struggling thing I have with, you know, Sticker Star in general, because I've pretty much still stuck on the final boss in the game, and as a result from that, I probably need to give that game a second chance for a little bit, even though I will try to get Paper Mario Color Splash as much as I can. But unfortunately though, we have to complete Sticker Star first before I actually jump into, like, the Paper Mario Color Splash. So, yeah, unfortunately we had to wait for that. Now, as for Mario Party Star Rush, it did receive quite as well as it does it for Mario Party 10, at least Metacritic, and also Mario Party Island Tour for some reason. And as well as that though, I think Mario Party Star Rush review scoreboard, as far as the results on it, it's almost roughly the exact same results, come close to Mario Party DS and Mario Party 9 when it comes to review scores in Metacritic. But still, they usually think Mario Party 1 definitely is the best Mario Party game out of all the Mario Party series in general. But usually that's all I can say. Well, despite the rotation control stick can be really painful in Mario Party 1. But I digress though. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to those two titles at this point in time. So even then though, we're actually looking forward to those two titles to actually be released. As well as that though, the, you know, the Super Mario lineup amiibos and all that kinds of stuff. Actually, there's one more thing we need to mention, is the fact that, you know the main, you know the, Mario Party Star Rush, right? One of the modes, is called Mario Shuffle, that is basically somewhat similar to the Amiibo Party. However, this time around though, I don't think you can actually require to use the Amiibo functionality, at least I don't think. Yeah, which is pretty weird, considering that how unlike, Amiibo Party in Mario Party 10, that you always have to be forced to use the Amiibos to begin with. So, yeah, that's far as what I could just notice. Okay, so next level we're about to be entering is Soda Jungle 7, Wiggler Stampede. Gee, we're getting quite a lot of, levels in Soda Jungle so far. I believe out of all the worlds we've actually been into, I think Soda Jungle's easily the longest world in the game, because they're broken off into 2 different segments of the different theme, level themes and stuff. And also there's some crap ton of exits to actually find though, so... Yeah, this level sort of kind of reminds me like level 5-2 from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, because the only way to deal with this level here, as you guys can tell, is to actually bounce on these bigger variations of Wigglers. So yeah, that's all that how this level works out basically, so it's not much to discuss. So, yeah, you know they you know from the Nintendo Direct footage back in during the September the 1st, that it did actually showcase there's some bunch of modes in Mario Party Star Rush, which was obviously Mario Shuffle, which is somewhat similar to Amiibo Party from Mario Party 10, but except there's no minigames involved, and also as a result, that you're gonna have to make your, it's basically like a team on, or 3-on-3 type of versus match or something like that. But even then though, that in addition to actually just to have ourselves 11 playable characters to your disposal, except for Toadette, which I don't know why they're actually trying to not to let Toadette get into the Mario Shuffle, especially the Amiibo Party's case. But even then though, I found this a little bit too lame for my taste, but even then though, that's usually how this happens when it comes to these results happening, so... Yeah, not to mention, when in addition to actually having Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Wario, and Waluigi, and Donkey Kong, including Toad, Yoshi, and as well as Diddy Kong to be added in from the Mario Shuffle, I've heard from the fact that in the Mario Wikipedia, which I recently saw a couple of days ago, and specifically yesterday, that I saw there was going to be 3 returning playable characters, specifically only in Mario Shuffle, not in any mode. Because, well, for one, that Boo do make a return from Star Rush as a playable character, but only exclusive to Mario Shuffle mode. As well as Bowser Jr. though, since Mario Party Island Tour. But, just like Boo, however, we'll talk more onto these amiibos later, because for now, we're doing the last level of Soda Jungle, Eggies Volcanic Castle. Which, as far as this level suggests, it's basically... you know, some lot of fire waves, in this case lava waves, are about to get closer to you. It sort of kind of reminds me like a reference to the level from level New Super Mario Bros. Wii that I think it's in level 8-3. That's basically somewhat similar, but except we're not going to be taking place in the actual battles of the Valley of Bowser syndrome, but it's just the castle itself we're about to be entering. This first star coin is somewhat a little bit of a nerve-wracking aside, especially consist of when you're actually trying to carefully time your jumps right. So even then though, if you do just that, then you should be able to probably just imagine it just to, you know, get closer to it, no problem. So, yeah, that's how that works basically. Now the second star coin, you need to actually enter this pipe in the center, so that's the case because you need to use the power block for this, because if you don't, then there's no way you can actually get yourself a second star coin with ease. Now I believe the third and final star coin was actually at the very end of the door, in this case the entry to the battle with Iggy Koopa. And basically if you actually just notice is that when you come to this point right over here, you know, with the arrow signs and all that, be sure you need to wait until when the green pipe actually showed up before the lava waves is about to go for the far left. Then you should be able to find it just for that. And then finally though, that, yeah, there's not much I can say about this level, honestly, but anyway. So, in addition to actually, back in what we were saying about the Mario Shuffle mode from Mario Party Star Rush, in addition to actually having Boo and Bowser Jr. do make a return as playable characters since Mario Party Island Tour, but only exclusive to Mario Shuffle mode, we also have Bowser as the playable character as well. Just like how it does in the Amiibo party from Mario Party 10. But except that, just like Mario Party 10, however, he's only been playable in the Mario Shuffle mode, basically, so you can't usually use him in the minigames themselves and all that kinds of stuff. Alright, so now we're going to face off against with Iggy Koopa, and basically, he doesn't have himself a chain chomp this time around, because now that he can actually just run up to the somewhat of these 4 pipes, as you can see, because basically what happens is that if he traverses for the these pipes over there, it sort of kind of reminds me of something almost related to the I'm pretty sure World 6, in this case the I'm pretty sure Roy battle from New Super Mario Bros. 2, or New Super Mario Bros. Wii rather, from you know, when Roy is trying to deal with the traverse for the pipes and etc. But even then though, it's kind of feels a bit similar for this, but except that you need to avoid these lava creepy looking things when Iggy decides to actually cast a spell onto the lava itself. So overall pretty simplified. Sometimes it can be a bit trippy though sometimes at the very end, especially the likes of how Iggy's trying to get really quickly and really fast to actually enter the pipe itself. But apart from those sides of things, it's a pretty simplified. Oh yeah, one more thing we need to say right here is the fact that originally tomorrow, that when the Mario Party Star Rush will be released on UK during tomorrow, we'll decide to actually do a Let's Play of Mario Party DS. Unfortunately though, that playthrough will be delayed until next month, because we'll explain more into that as soon as we, the other toys will explain about this, so we really do apologize. Alright, so Iggy Koopa's now down, and 5 worlds are pretty much completed. In the next world we're about to be entering, World 6, aka Rock Candy Mines, which I think that's what this world is called. It's just really weird though, is that it contains 2 towers, which is pretty nice. So we're gonna have to end things off here. So next time on Let's Play New Super Mario Bros. U, we're about to be entering the next new world in the game, Rock Candy Mines, which is based off the mountains. So see you guys then. Later, fellas.